This industry is changing so fast. The trackers that I saw were the same with the trackers I was using 10 years ago when I was in the field, and there was no innovation. I said, okay, there is something wrong here.
Everybody coming to Cloudflare says that it feels like the best UI.
Just on Cloudflare today, we're launching our AI mode. We expanded that, and now I think it's, one of the biggest trackers around.
I think you guys might be the biggest. Coming to you from Affiliate Summit West 2026, starting the new year off right with a banger podcast with two legends from the online marketing industry who have a collective, 30 plus years doing this, making money online and being involved in this ecosystem. So I've got Besmir and I have Ervis as well from Cloudflare and LanderLab, both of which I'm a user and I recommend as well. So guys, how did you start? What brought you to where you are doing this today?
Yeah, for me, it's a long story. I started close to 20 years ago in affiliate marketing, and I started as an affiliate. And then from there, I did a bunch of things. Maybe the one that I'm most recognized for is starting STM Forum, which was probably the biggest affiliate forum back in the day. And from there, we launched Affiliate World, which I think a lot of people know, the affiliate conference. And then we sold the business 3 years ago. And after that, I focused solely on the 3 SaaS products. Cloudflare, which, as you mentioned, you're a user, LanderLab, and the Optimizer, which are basically tools that help affiliates run campaigns, optimize landing pages, and optimize their media buys.
Well, for me, it's much shorter. So I owe it to Besmir, which happens to be my brother. So that helped. So I was doing something completely different. So I was an engineer, and Besmir said, leave that and let's do something else, much more interesting. And I loved it. So I've been doing this for the last 5 years. So leading basically Cloudflare, so helping users scale their campaigns, fix tracking, and all of the things that you are familiar with. So that's my story. Shorter, but
what have been some of the biggest changes you guys have seen going back 20 years to but fast forward 10 years and then even more recently to the last few years?
Yeah, in the industry, things have changed quite a lot. When I first started out, people would say it was easier, which it actually was because there was less competition. But this was such an obscure niche. No one knew about affiliate marketing. There was no information whatsoever, no tools, nothing. So now people, have all this choice about trackers and landing page builders. And back then there was nothing. We would use custom coded PHP scripts to append sub IDs and to track our campaigns. And there was nothing. When I first started, the first couple months, and I didn't get paid because I was on a net 60 or something. I was unsure till the last moment, this is a scam. I'm never going to get paid. This doesn't exist because no one was making money on the internet back then. And after we started STM Forum and started training people, there was way more information and obviously more competition, but things have changed a lot. And lately, the industry is growing. There is more competition. There is more consolidation. It's becoming way more professional. When I started out, it was a bunch of cowboys, 20 years old, just printing. Yeah, running all kinds of stuff and from ringtones to really shady diet stuff. And now it's turned to a much more legit.
My insurance and stuff.
Insurance, lead generation, telehealth, and it's turning into a proper business. And now you can see conferences like Affiliate World and Affiliate Summit. It's a bunch of professionals. Back then you just see kids running around, having parties.
Too much money,
getting drunk, throwing parties. So yeah, and I'm happy to see that quite a few people are still there, from day one. We were talking before about Jason Akatif and a bunch of other people. But yeah, the industry is definitely getting more professional, maturing, and it's good. It's good overall.
What do you think separated the people that are still left standing and doing well compared to the ones that are either struggling to make a dollar or have just fallen out of the industry as a whole?
Yeah. There are a lot of people that actually just made a bunch of money. They were really successful and they fell out of the industry. And I think there are a few reasons, but the main one that we noticed, especially when we were very young, it was people making a lot of money really quickly and spending it as quickly.
Yeah. Why not out creep?
Just buying the Lambos and just going crazy.
Cash.
Thinking that this would last forever. And as you know, in affiliate marketing, you have to constantly reinvent yourself. Your offer goes down, you need to find something else, or a niche it's not as popular. And these people thought that it would be forever. So if they were making let's say 10K a day, in their mind, they would multiply by 365 days. So yeah,
forever.
Yeah.
Times 10 years.
Yeah. And it never works like that. So a lot of these people disappeared, but there are a lot of people that were a bit more careful and methodical with their money.
Intelligent.
Yeah. So they had like a certain like path. They went from solo affiliate to building their own offers. Some build like affiliate networks, some build tools, some build like events like us. So it's the kind of people that constantly evolved, and people that just didn't, like stay on one thing, and then when that went down, they got discouraged. So people always trying to like research and like have skin in the game. And these are the people that are still surviving, and there are like, quite a lot of them. As on the other side, there are people that used to make millions, and now like they're doing like normal jobs, and they're just
It's crazy, man.
yeah.
Yeah. It's a good reminder for everyone, especially younger guys get into the industry. Like, no campaign lasts forever. Like, even like you see insurance having its down cycle right now, it'll be back later. But like, yeah, I think being smart with your money is like, we talked about this at Geek Out yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a core foundation. At least you get a certain point where your money's making enough to pay for your lifestyle, right? Like off just dividends and stuff.
Yeah. No, I think discipline is like extremely important here. And yeah, people should try to, if they have something working, they should think it won't last forever, and they should squeeze it as much as they can, because people get complacent, say, oh, like I've been hustling for like 3 months, I'm tired, I'm gonna take some time. No, like things have a limited time span. When something is working, just go 100%, because it's not gonna last.
What do you think has led to your success, not just as like an affiliate, but then also running events at a high level and now being in the SaaS space?
I think it has a bit to do with my personality, because I always was like someone that was never happy with what I achieved. So every time I'd like reach a certain milestone, I'd look for the next one and for the next one. And as I said, like I am pretty disciplined with my money, and I had like the luck of having two really good partners as we started SEM Forum and Affiliate World. We had the same mindset, so we kind of pushed each other towards like the right way. So like, don't spend your money, reinvest it, treat it as a business. This is not like some kind of game. And I think that helped quite a bit.
Why'd you decide to get into the SaaS space instead of not going back to like building an offer after you exited?
Yeah, I mean, it has a bit to do with my background. Before doing affiliate marketing, I studied for computer science. So I come from a pretty technical background. So once we made an exit, like made a bunch of money, and also before from affiliate stuff, I wanted to do something that I really enjoyed, which meant something in the tech space. And I knew like the affiliate space. I wanted to combine the tech with the affiliate stuff. And then we saw, like, I was in contact with people. I saw what the market was missing, like all these gaps. Like, for example, when we started Clicklflare, like we saw that there was no innovation on the tracker space for ages. Like there was Volume, the first tracker, and after they sold and the owner left, I mean, kind of like stalled there. And same for LanderLab. Like there was no good landing page builder that was easy and had like AI and stuff. So I said, okay, we're going to do that. And yeah, it started basically like as a passion project. And then when you mix like passion with business, then it's really good, because it doesn't feel like work.
Ervis, what was it like watching your brother do all this crazy stuff when you were a little bit younger, a few years younger than him?
Yeah, 4 years younger. So it was unbelievable first, because it looked like something that didn't make sense. But when looking at him doing all this stuff, then I got also curious about the stuff and left my career that I was doing and switched to Clicklflare. And it has been an amazing last 5 years seeing what people do. And as Besmir mentioned, this industry is changing so fast, so you always need to be in contact with the user. So I think one of our secrets is just talking always, every time to the user. So
I know from firsthand. Yeah, it was a large part of why I work with these guys. Yeah.
So that's probably what helps us develop the products further. So talking to the users, understanding how the industry is changing, because if it was not for the user, we'll also be stalling, basically, because we'll be stuck with the same things which we know, but there's something coming up every day. And our team, of course, can stay back to things, but we cannot stay up to date as users. We have hundreds of thousands of users, so talking and staying in touch with them is one of the core principles on all our products, I would say.
Did you guys grow up with money?
No.
So you're self-made in every way.
Yeah, actually.
Do you think that's also giving you like the gift of staying grounded and connected and
Yeah.
humble with your roots? Like you're out here on the floor, like at a show, you don't need to be here. You can pay people to do this.
No, 100%. I think in life, like if you work for something and you don't have it like for free, you tend to value it more. So coming from like basically nothing and just like building it slowly, you tend to really like value it. And that's why when you ask like, okay, why did you like keep growing and like stay in the industry? Because I really value what I achieved, and I know what the flip side looks like. And I'm gonna tell you like a little story because it's really funny, because you mentioned like where do you come from. When I first got started in affiliate marketing and when I started like making some money, and this was back in the day that this was like people couldn't believe you could make money on the internet. And I had my father like sit me down for a talk and say, listen, like I know like you're making all this money, like please be honest with me, like are you doing like selling any drugs or anything? Because they couldn't even understand that you could make money online. And like he's like pressing like things on the computer and like they're sending him checks. And this is like back like in 2007.
Wow.
And when I was like 20 years old and a kid coming from Albania, so it's
pretty wild,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
My parents asked me that a few years ago, so I feel bad. So it's standard. That's cool.
Cool.
What have been some of the challenges you've had now having a suite of SaaS products? Like what are those unique challenges like in learning curves you had to go through the last few years after affiliate and then events and now SaaS? Like what unique challenges have you seen?
Yeah, going from like affiliates, like at running offers and like having events to a SaaS product, it's totally different because when you're an affiliate, the first thing, at least for me, like I didn't have a big team. I used to work mainly alone. I'd use contractors. So it was like a lot of hustle, but little stress because you didn't have to manage people and you didn't have to like make like a whole thing like work together while you're building a SaaS business. You need to have like developers, copywriters, designers, salespeople, marketing people, and you need that all these people like working well together in unison. So for me, the biggest challenge was learning how to manage people, learning how to, you know, run a proper business, like with a proper structure. Like because before it was just like
First names.
like compare like freestyle. You do everything yourself, but everything depends on you.
Right.
And now when you need to distribute work,
Yeah, trust everyone else.
it's a different ball game. And coming from zero experience with managing people, I think that was the biggest problem for me, because the rest, like I had a very good understanding of the industry. I had a very good understanding of tech. So these were like easy to me, but yeah, the people management part, I think it's, as you continue to grow and you reach like the size of like 30 plus people, you need to have to learn how to like do it properly.
What do you describe for me each one of the three tools you built, the SaaS products? Where did the ideas come from? And explain to the audience, for those that are maybe active users and don't fully use the capabilities, or people that are thinking like, oh, this could be interesting. What are the value propositions? Like, what are the problems that the evolutions solve?
Yeah. I'll start with a bit of history, like how did it get started? The first product we built was the Optimizer, which is basically an automation platform for media buyers. And the whole idea started because back then we were still actively running campaigns on native ads. But with native ads, the problem was that you were buying traffic through a lot of sites. Like if you buy on Taboola, on Outbrain, you get traffic from like 10,000 sites. And a lot of them were like free to shit. So we had to do everything manually, like seeing how much its site made, changing the bits, pausing, starting them, and said, okay, this is not feasible. So we need to like automate this. And we built something that later we called the Optimizer, which was built as an internal tool to help us make more money on natives. And then we saw that actually this was very useful, and friends were like, hey, can I use this? Can I use this? So I thought, okay, maybe let's try to like turn it into a business. So from a small beta, we like grew and grew and grew. And then from natives, we went to Facebook, to TikTok, Google Ads, and it basically became an automation platform. So basically what Optimizer does is it connects your spend account, which could be Meta, it could be TikTok, it could be Google Ads, with your revenue side, which could be basically any kind of tracker, any kind of affiliate network where you get revenue, combines all together. So you have costs, revenue, and profit in one view. And then you can run automation based on this data. So like if the ROI is less than like 20%, then you should pause this campaign. Or if this creative has a CTR lower than this, you should stop it. This is how.
Do you have like template based?
Yes.
Okay, so like a newer media buyer could like jump in and save some of the learning curve of manual media buying, bid manipulations.
Yes. So we have some templates, which are basically like things that are like, that could work for most of the people. But what we also do is we work with everyone individually. Like, like you work with Ervis. We have a team on Optimizer. So you get on a call, we look at your campaign, say, okay, I think these rules would make sense for you. Or this feature, like for example, on the Optimizer, we have a campaign launcher for Facebook. And if we see people launching a lot of campaigns on a daily basis, okay, if you use this, you're going to save this amount of time. So we custom tailor, to each user, because we pretty much talk to them like on a one-on-one basis on calls. So we usually help them based on their unique situation. And this was about Optimizer. After that, as I mentioned before, we saw a lot of people that were connecting their trackers through Optimizer, and there were like a lot of like the usual suspects that like our competitors. But we noticed that they were like either like very old in terms of like their interface and the way they worked, and there was no innovation.
Yeah.
Like the trackers that I saw were the same with the trackers I was using 10 years ago when I was in the field. I said, okay, there is something wrong here. Like these guys are getting pretty complacent, and there is a lot of innovation to be like done in the industry.
Always.
Yeah. And this was when search arbitrage were starting, and none of these trackers were actually integrated with the search feeds. So you couldn't pull the revenue. You could see the cost, but no revenue. So, okay, maybe we should try doing something. And we had a very good tech team. So we like gave it a spin, and like a few months we had like an MVP, like a small version. We gave it to like 100 users and they loved it. So we said, okay, maybe this is also something we should look into. So we expanded that, and now I think it's one of the biggest trackers like around.
I think you guys might be the biggest, if not by the end of this year. If you're not already, probably by the end of this year.
Yeah. And now, as I mentioned about innovation, like we're constantly innovating. And just on Cloudflare today, we're launching our AI mode, which is basically a way that you can talk to your tracker like you're using ChatGPT. So anything you can do through the interface, you can do through the chat. So you can ask questions, you can create graphs, you can ask it to spot trends, you can ask it to create campaigns.
So is it more of like an analysis and reporting prompts?
And creation too. You can say, create me a campaign with this landing page.
Oh, wow.
And boom, done.
What about integrations? Like any like manual webhook setups or?
Yeah. Basically everything you can do through the interface, you can do by chatting to the chat. So a lot of people that are not technical, they don't know like the right sub IDs formats and the postbacks. Like
they're creative.
Yeah.
People or,
yeah.
They're just biz op guys, right? So
this is our next goal with Cloudflare, to make it really, really easy, because we still feel affiliate trackers are very complex. But
you guys have the best UI for sure. It feels like like once you learn a few things, like it makes sense.
It is fairly easy for people that have been in the industry for a long time. For someone that is coming from maybe e-commerce or like lead generation, they don't know like the whole tracker mindset. It can be a bit more difficult. That's why I say, like, if you want to stay in this game, you don't need to get complacent. You need to like constantly innovate, think how to make it easier, how to make it more useful. And that's what we're trying to do with Cloudflare.
How does it compare to, I've been in e-commerce for years, but I remember using like Cometly and Triple Whale. How does it compare to, you don't need to name specific products, but how does it compare to a lot of like the typical e-commerce trackers?
Right now, we are not like focusing 100% on e-commerce. We're doing, we started with Search Arb, and now we're doing lead gen, pay-per-call. This is what we're trying to own, and then e-commerce is going to be the next one. So right now, it's more like an affiliate tracker with a focus on lead generation and pay-per-call, and then the next step will be going broader with like e-commerce and doing like the names you mentioned, like Triple Whale, etc. So this is the next step.
Ervis, I know I work more with you on the Cloudflare side. What are some of the things you're seeing, like the feedback you get from people that switch over or that use it as their first time tracker?
Yeah.
Like the good and like the challenges and the things you're working on with it.
Yeah. You already mentioned the UI, UX. So everybody coming to Cloudflare says that it feels like the best UI that is around there. So it's easier, it's faster, it just works, makes sense. And the other thing is, the one that I also mentioned before is customer support. So we really value that. So we offer real human support. So we don't have like bots that answers. So yeah. So that was one of the strong points. So we really talk to user and help them. And some of the things, and I don't want to go too technical into this because I can go technical, is the thing that we are constantly innovating. Besmir mentioned the AI, and I wanted to go a step back to that. So the first step was releasing the MCP, and we kind of had very good feedback on that. So we saw people using the MCP to do things in a more automated way, because trackers are easy, but not for everyone. So who is not in the industry still has like some difficulties setting things up. And for us, the next thing is AI, making the tracker more user-friendly, making it easier for everyone. So you come, you sign up, it's clear what you need to do. It's still, there is that barrier. So that's what we are trying in Cloudflare to accomplish in this year for sure. So these are some of the things. And then we have integration with everyone. Basically, we were talking to a traffic source that I'm not going to mention right now, and said, we analyze the quality of the pixel, the data being sent back, and Cloudflare has the best one. And he mentioned some big names in there, not only trackers, but also direct integration with affiliate networks. So we're very happy to hear that. And we are going to hear about that soon. because we are going to work with this traffic source to make that even better. So I think those are some of the things that set us apart from like competitors. So yeah.
Yeah, and passion. And passion, because we are a really small team, really efficient, and everyone loves what they're doing. So it's not like a job for most of the people working on it. They really enjoy like making good products. And I think this really makes a difference when you're creating something, because I know like a lot of companies, a lot of trackers, they're like these huge companies, but they can't move as fast, because I don't think that people care as much as we do.
You also built it for your own needs originally. I think that's a huge difference. You are the user, right?
Yes, because we were in affiliate marketing for a long time. We ran campaigns. We knew exactly.
You know the problems and the
Yeah,
pain points.
exactly. And the same thing was because you asked me about the 3 products. LanderLab was the same.
I was going to ask you next.
Yeah. Because again, we saw people coming to use Clickfare and Optimizer, but they always had issues creating their landing pages because they weren't technical. They didn't know how to place pixels. They didn't know how to host them. They try like AWS. But for me, this is very easy because I come from a tech background. But imagine people that they don't care. They want to sell stuff.
Yeah.
And we said, okay, we need something really easy for people to create their lenders, to collect their leads. They don't need to worry about hosting, downtime, speed. Like we do all of this. And we created LanderLab. It took off really quickly. It got really popular in the lead gen space, pay-per-call space. And there again, we really love to innovate. Today, we're also launching the AI on LanderLab, which is like insane. You can just create any landing page with a prompt. And these pages are actually, I can say for some of them, they're better on the stuff that I see on the Facebook ad library. And I swear, like 1 prompt, 2 prompts, it creates a full page. It creates a quiz funnel, anything you need. And if you're not happy with anything, we have the editor, which you can like custom tweak it. And this is like, makes it extremely easy for people that are not technical. They don't need to know anymore how to use an editor, to code, to put pixels.
They don't need you now.
They don't.
Right?
Yeah, and that's why we build this.
Yeah, I think like when we first connected about that just a few days ago, I know you guys like we moved fast on getting it live, and we'll be live with their funnel this week, which I'm like,
It is actually live now as a tick.
ready with traffic going to it, I should say, on my end.
Yeah.
And I used Unbounce for years because it had a simplicity about it, but you're like duplicating the page rather than building like a true funnel within. But you have like your conversion metrics, your drop off rates, and then you could also throw like custom scripts on the back too, super easy. So it had these like, but it was always missing that like 1 or 2 things. That's what I found with a lot of with a lot of funnel builders. Yeah, is that the convertory, for example, not trash talking convertory here, but they're missing like that 1 or 2 things that would make it like a perfect tool. And I think like what you guys have built is it's the full package.
Yeah, because it's as I mentioned and Ervis said before, it's 2 things. It's because we're never complacent, like we always want to improve it, and we talk a lot to our users. So we always know like what people are missing, and we take that very seriously, because some of the tools you mentioned, I mean, they're huge, but they had their success. They're like making good money, so they're just, riding the wave, which I don't think it's
For sure, yeah, you got to get complacent. So cool, man. Well, this is the audience that will probably want to use at least 1, if not all 3 of the tools. I know we already have a deal for Clicklflare. Maybe we could talk about a intro special or something for our viewers, and we'll get this out there. Yeah,
definitely. We'll create some kind of deal for them so they can get started, like maybe like for $1 the first month, so they can test them out, and then they can make their decision.
cool. And I personally recommend these tools and these guys. So check it out. Hope you enjoyed it.